And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Hi, Kevin Selly in the Weather Center. Boy, active night across portions of the Panhandle on Tuesday night with some severe weather. A couple of brief tornado touchdowns. Doppler Dave was out in the Weather Atlas and looking at some and bringing back some really amazing pictures. Most of the tornado activity was what we call the gust front, the leading edge of the thunderstorm activity. And this is kind of a neat but threatening looking picture. On the right-hand side of the screen, you've got heavy rain. That's downward moving air and cold air that fans out moving toward the left-hand side of your screen. Well, warm, moist, humid, unstable air is coming in from the left-hand side of the screen, and it hits that colder air and rises, and that's what makes that little feature in the center of your screen. That's a rising updraft, and the water vapor in the air cools, condenses, makes the cloud droplets that you can see, and starts to make this shelf cloud. And this is not necessarily the exact same thing a few minutes later, but we'll go to the next picture. And there it goes. That's what it looks like a little bit later. Again, still on the right-hand side, you've got heavy rain, cold air moving to the left-hand side of the screen. And as that warm, moist, humid, unstable air rises, it cools and condenses and makes those cloud droplets. Pretty interesting stuff. That should have been the last of it for a little while at least. Rain chance is not 0 in the 7-day, but I'll explain that in just a minute. For Wednesday, though, we're looking at a pretty quiet day. Some clouds early, especially the southeastern quarter of the region, but then some clearing and plenty of sunshine. 84 degrees for the high temperature. Southwest winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Early Tuesday, we had some light rain in a couple of spots, and everybody but me got enough to measure. Dave did 0.05, Sheldon 0.09. Tanner also did 0.05. Nothing in Canyon for us. So Dave's still in the lead, 16.87 inches of rain on the Rain Gauge Showdown. So the storms that caused the trouble in the northern and eastern portions of the Panhandle moved into the western parts of Oklahoma, and that will continue moving on away. Now again, in the morning, you see about the southeastern quarter of the region with partly to mostly cloudy skies. And much like Tuesday morning, there could be just a little bit of light rain or drizzle in a couple of spots, but that should dry up pretty quickly and give way to sunshine for the region for the rest of the day. By 6 p.m. into the evening hours, there's a tiny chance of a shower in the northwestern part of the region in Union County around Clayton, but that wouldn't be anything particularly heavy at all. So Wednesday, finally, a quiet day, 84 degrees for the high. Much warmer on Thursday, 92 for the high there. And with a little disturbance, a weak one moving by, especially the northern half of the Panhandle, we're going to add a 10% chance of a couple of showers or thunder showers. Same story, but 20% on Friday and Saturday. There's just these little weak disturbances coming by in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Don't look like heavy rain makers, don't really look like severe weather makers at this point. Temperatures heading into the weekend in the mid to upper 80s. We'll go 89 on Sunday, 95, very warm days coming up next week. 95 on Monday and 94 on Tuesday of next week.